Where's my bag at? Cause that got. I may need to use one of y'all grinder if y'all got one.
Yeah,
Bust this bag open, you can smell some shit.
Yeah.
Spencer
can't be right there.
No. 7 for it should be. That's what something I think we're gonna talk about. Like 7 for 25. I went straight there and paid 25. This is 25 for $7,000. Like I don't know if this is just something like Hefe's got like they program on how they do it.
But it's not good.
It always make me nervous when shit don't cost right.
But
based on how it smells, yeah.
But they do the same price for Mr. Marijuana Man. You can walk out on Mr. Marijuana Man with
$100. I had just went to.
Here, we're rolling on this camera.
Oh, that's cool, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I know
this is all the improv and shit. Like,
I know I stream. I know y'all want to probably say, hey.
"Ooh yeah, ooh ha ha ha."
Stream is live.
I'm gonna just get some behind the scenes.
You know, stream is live. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know, welcome. You know, second letters, Dope Chef J. You know, Stream House. You know, it's been a while. We back at it. You know, back at it like a crack addict. You know what I'm saying? But nah, so we was just discussing a little bit of shit. But I was just saying, so like, when shit doesn't, man, I don't know. You know, like when shit doesn't cost what I think it should cost, like if it costs less, I'm super suspicious. And I'm gonna say that, like, I just went to a dispensary earlier today to get some rosin. And yeah, I'm gonna need that. Yeah, I'm gonna need that for sure. And I got this Dracula. Who was this from? This is from bro, you know, I want to say, I think maybe it's a stability thing. I think they grow their own stuff or something, so it's a stability. You know, it's a, what is this? Is this a gram?
It looks like it's about a gram. Less than that.
Yeah, 1 gram. Cold cure batter. It's a rosin. It was $20. You know, which made me super suspicious, brother. You know, made me super suspicious. The color is pretty cool. Can you show that color? The color is pretty cool. Not as light as I would like it to be, you know, but it's pretty cool. Got a pretty good nose on it. I'm not sure what the woolly mammoth Dracula is what it's called. I'm not sure what the genetics are on it. But it smells pretty good. You know, it smells pretty good. I ain't never had this brand before. It's pretty soft. Kind of soft. Yeah, it's pretty soft, kind of buttery, pretty moldy. Not moldy, like, but you can mold it good. So that's that. You know, then I picked up another one when I was there. This like isolated heads. I fuck with isolated heads. It's been a while since I had some of their stuff. But litter box, I'm familiar with the litter box, you know, strain, and it always get pretty good. So I was like, let me try it. The color is not just super great. It's not bad, but the color is not super great. Nose is really good. Consistency is a little bit more solid. You know, like shoot, like it can kind of crumble up if you kind of do like that, a little more crumbly. Some people like that. Some people don't. You know,
they say it's like too dry or something like that. When they
yeah, I mean, so here, poke it. It's not like necessarily dry, but it's like it will crumble
Under pressure.
You
like
see that?
avalanche.
You see that?
Yeah.
Like it'll crumble versus like this is gonna kind of scoop like some butter.
Yeah,
or like
a spread or
yeah,
something.
like you know more, you know, a little bit more viscosity to it.
This more peanut butter, that's more butter. Yeah.
But I will say that litter box, both of them have a pretty good nose on them though.
Yeah.
You know, both of them have a pretty good nose on them. You know, we gonna roll up a donut joint.
And while we rolling up and talking, y'all know the vibes. You want the tip?
Got me put the tip.
Huh?
I was gonna break that down, put it in the tip.
I mean, however you want to. We smoking, y'all. As you can see, we got the gang in here. This is the Stream House. And I think we're gonna, like they said, we're gonna call this the Stoners Club, y'all. Like, this is no review. We just like to bring in different strains, different brands, talk about different cannabis companies, where we at in the Oklahoma market, things of this nature. My guy over here, he done brought the Cartel Live Diamonds Mossad. That's an indica. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna blaze this and let him do what he wanna do with that one. And that's one of the discussions that we was talking about. See, like my guy was just saying, he's iffy when it comes to cost, but I'm also a person who studies from him when it comes to the referral of the flower game. So this is Fifth Leaf. This is Gelinade. This is Lemon Tree times Gelato 41. The THC percentage on this 25.1, and the terps 5.33%. We talking high numbers. So one of his things is where I got this, I paid $25 for 7 for this. So also,
that's concerning.
Yeah,
that's concerning. Like,
if I can come out the same price with Mr. Marijuana Man, though, how is that concerning?
I mean, I don't know.
But you know
bro,
the level of Mr. Marijuana Man.
I don't know. It just be concerning to me. You know, like something that's 25.
They
I mean,
got
that's
strains
cool.
and they're cheaper too.
Something that's $25. You know, that's not a bad price. You know, but like in my head, like $25 is more of a budget price.
I wonder if you think they gotta connect with.
A lot of times, what I like to do when I go in dispensaries, you know, I ask them, you know, what's their most expensive. You know, I like to see what they consider, you know, their most elite flower, because you know, obviously, it's different across the board. You know, what people think is good, you know, and what is not. But 25 is good, 35 is good, and it's just like, oh, you want to pay more for weed, but then I don't know, bro. When you start to get into,
you got somebody at the door.
Huh?
You got somebody at the door.
Oh, who's it, my guy?
Probably so.
Let me see. Give me a second, y'all.
Y'all good. We keep this talking. We're gonna keep this bad boy rolling. So like y'all see, my guy, he's saying, you know, price points, things of this nature. And then all of this stuff can be edited. So that's the good thing. So
you got that grinder.
Huh?
You got that grinder.
So
go ahead and smell that cartel. I pulled it out of that.
I think he.
Do you have your personal?
Nah, we did.
Yeah,
Go ahead and smell that cartel. I pulled it out of that. Pre-roll.
Shooting some content. Yeah, what you guys want?
What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that one smells great.
Just Yep, just shooting some content, bro. Yeah, just shooting some content. That's all. You know. Yeah, that's all we doing. You know, just shooting a little bit of shit. I mean, you can chill and hang out, bro.
Is this for your this for the dispensary? Is it?
No, this just it's just like a podcast, bro. You know, just like a podcast. You know, shout out to my homie. You know, Super Style.
Yeah.
Shout out to Super Style Racing. You know, like shoot, car meet coming soon.
Yep.
Very soon, within like the next few weeks. You know, it's gonna be, you know, at an undisclosed location. We can't tell y'all right now. You know, we'll let y'all know when we get closer to it. You know, but yeah, check that out. You know, like shoot, Super Style Racing. You know, my guy here. You know, just popped in on us. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But yeah, we just chilling. You know, we just chilling and stuff. You know, making a little bit of content.
Indeed.
I got a flyer with another card. I need a card.
So, question. I did bring it.
So you do
So we can keep this going. What's the difference between sugars? I guess that's what these are, and resins.
All right, so the difference between like the sugar and the resins, there's not really. It's not really a difference. You know, the consistencies are different, but when you're talking like a resin is a resin.
Right.
You know, like a BHO, it all uses a solvent. You know, when it's processed. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, some of them use different solvents, some use butane, some use other stuff. You know, and you can get some pretty good. Good resin. You know, like you can get some pretty good resin. You know, but it's just processed with a solvent. You know, that's the only difference between that and a rosin. You know, that's You know, that's the only difference.
Because
You
I've
know.
seen some people call it like caviar. Like the thing about it do look like some little eggs or something. Like with crystal eggs. This is Georgia pie.
Okay.
And this is brunch muffin. This one, the consistency was a little bit different, way different. The way it came off.
And who was these from?
This one is Sooner Glue.
Oh, Sooner Glue. Okay, I fuck with Sooner Glue.
That's it.
Sooner Glue is pretty cool. You know, I fuck with them. They make some pretty good shit. You know, a lot of people like them. They make some pretty good shit. Let me see.
And so, you ever heard of Golden Blue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Golden Blue. I fuck with them. They do some good flour.
So
You know,
that's your main ones you finna find. Mr. Marijuana Man. This company right here.
Sooner
This
Glue.
is Fifth Leaf is the first time I've seen them in
Fifth
cafes. You got them, Mr. Marijuana Man. They sell Sooner Blues products, Golden Bloom, and that's pretty much all you're gonna find on this show.
Yeah, Golden Bloom is pretty good. Not everything they do is good, you know, but most of the stuff they do is pretty good. They got a Minaj that goes crazy.
That Minaj is crazy.
Yeah, Minaj goes crazy. Sometimes they pop out. Then I want to say it's like a lemon cherry gelato or something that pop out sometimes. That's pretty good. But yeah, you know. But they Minaj go pretty crazy. I done smoked that a few times. Golden Bloom go hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do pretty good shit. You know, I fuck with them. They do pretty good shit.
So I've been doing a lot of R&D, as y'all can see. So that's the reason why I'm throwing names out. So I'm new to the state. I'm not new to the state, but when it comes to it's a lot of brands here in the state. And
Not a light.
what a lot of people don't know, my guy, the second letter right here, he's also a dispensary owner. So that's one reason why I kind of love this episode, because we got someone who's very experienced with dealing with brands and is very picky when it comes to what he wants in his shop. Like, he was one of the first people that I seen that had a dispensary that didn't have like a wall full of flour. Had maybe 4 brands that he worked with, no more than about 5-6 strains. He had a few indicas, a few sativas, and then he had a low shelf, maybe a shake jar for your bowl smokers, and that's it. And I think that's like boutique shops to me, when you got those. If you know, you know, and you can't find a lot of the strains everywhere.
It's pretty tough, you know, finding the good weeds, you know, because it's Oklahoma. There's so much weed, you know, and all kind of different price points, and everybody think that their shit is the best and stuff or whatever, you know. So like when you shop as a consumer, you know, like you got to spend your money first, you know, before you get to experience and see if it's good or bad. You know, you can take the recommendation of the dispensary, but a lot of times, you know, they don't smoke. You know, the person who's buying the weed, they don't smoke. You know, and then the bud tenders, you know, they don't get access to everything, you know, like you would think they would do.
Right.
You know, like that's why in my shop, you know, it's a little bit different because I smoke everything first. You know, so it's not a question of if you're gonna grab something, you know, that's okay or you're not gonna be satisfied with. That shit gonna be smoking every time. Period.
Right.
Just period. No matter what you pick. No matter what you pick is gonna be smoking, because I already did the research for you. I already smoked it, you know. And like shit, if I wouldn't get it to smoke, you know, like shit, I wouldn't sell it, you know, because like shit, I couldn't recommend it, you know, with a good face.
Exactly. So this right here, this Gelinade smelling so good, and this right here is what got me. That doop. This is 7 grams. That's 7 grams for your ass, y'all. Look. Big dog shits. Big dog shits. Ooh. And the first thing he said, the nose on this, it smelled like a gel. I've never had a Gelinade before.
Yeah, I smoked Gelinade many times. You know, many times. You know, I'm familiar with what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to smell like.
I want to say well-rooted genetics came out with a Gelinade.
And this seems like a pretty good Gelinade. It has the right smell. Yeah, it has the right smell. You know, uh, it should be a pretty good smoke. The finishes are pretty high. You know, the turfs are like 5.3, which is very high.
Very high.
Nova Soul, the producer. I think maybe heard of it before.
And I'm gonna just tell you, I had some scary. I had a scary Peyton from them. That's what made me go get them again for you guys to check them out. So they scary Peyton came in like at 4%. I had a cherry limeade, fire, but it was the scary Peyton. That scary Peyton. When I bust that bag open, when I tell y'all that shit was so funky, and when I say the gas, the girl can't even smoke. She didn't want to smoke. That's when you get to those points and those type of pressure points. It's soft, y'all. Ooh, crazy.
They bounce back after the squish.
Okay. So that's
You got a torch at the shop?
Yeah.
You got a torch?
Yeah. You want to get it?
that's
I'm about to come with you.
I'm gonna lock the door behind you. I probably is.
I don't even know some kind of runts. I forgot what kind of runts. And then it's with this Dracula rosin, you know.
See what I like about your shit, the mouth coat be crazy. But he is so smooth. Like he ain't got it's giving no back end bite. But that motherfucker is. Ooh, y'all. Can't tell me he ain't. Look, you want to roll this nigga? You want me to just grind this down? Because I swear to God, you be rolling these motherfuckers, bro. And I want to pay attention to see how he be rolling, like, cause I don't give a fuck what he has. He can have these little paper things. He can have all kinds of shit. They come out perfect.
Yeah, that smells good.
Bro, I'm telling you. And this is where I'm starting to hit you with. So, when you put me on this Mr. Marijuana Man stuff, that kind of spoiled me. It kind of
Shout out to Mr. Marijuana Man.
For sure.
He grows Mr. Marijuana Man grows some of the best flower in the country, just for real. And he's so consistent with it, bro. That's what makes him so cold. Is he's so consistent with it. Yeah, that motherfucker believe it.
Kiki Poo is one of the best on my list. Kiki Poo and that Z God.
Yeah, that Kiki Poo, Z God, Larry Bird, Super Sauce. He just dropped a Blue Hill, Canal Street Runs. Ooh.
Just must hit that rising though.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's just something about smoking donut joints. You gotta smoke donut joints, your smoking experience, and you need a glass tip. You know, you need to have a glass tip. Your smoking experience is gonna be elevated so fucking hard. You know, elevated. You know, that's what you want. You know, have your shit elevated. So let's do one of these.
I'm still breaking this buzz down, and I'll get it over. Woo! So that's where I was going to get you. Like, so over the last few weeks, I went to a dispensary, and that's what the R&D was for me. I went and bought 2 tire tiers, high rise, and it was a Zerbert from High Rise, and I had Fix Only Fuel. Now, Fix Only Fuel, I think it's originally like between 30 to 35. You're going to find it. And about the same price for High Rise. These are considered higher tier smokes than this. But man, when I tell you,
because I ain't never heard of Fifth Leaf. You know, I've never heard of Fifth Leaf before. I think I've heard of Nova Soul, the producer of it, before. You know, with this particular brand, you know, I never heard of it. It may be just, you know, a brand that they, you know, created for the pre-pack, you know, when it hit. But yeah, I've never heard of them before. You know, the Gelinade smells really good. You know, kind of that orangey,
Mm-hmm.
citrusy type deal. You know, some people like that shit, and some people don't. You know, show them that hole. Show them that hole in there. You know, you know, you gotta make them donuts. Make them. If your shit don't make a hole in the middle, you ain't roll a donut. You know, hey, you ain't roll a donut if your shit ain't make a hole in the middle. You know.
Hey, I kind of had this effect the other night. I think I put it on the story too.
Yeah. Gotta roll that shit.
Coach him how to do that.
In the middle.
Oh, I can do a proper hash roll. I can, like, if I had Rising, I done did so many with him now. That's why I got so many glasses. I did one with this shit.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do a donut joint with like rosin. I mean with like resin, you know, and other stuff besides rosin. It doesn't always work, you know, but it's possible. But like with rosin, that shit consistent, bro. You making a donut. You making a donut. You know, you drop some rosin in there. You making a donut. That's a nice hole. Yeah, that's a nice hole right there.
She burning.
That's
And
a
she
nice
tastes
hole.
too good. And that's the vampire, the Dracula, right?
Yeah, that's a Dracula. You know, shoot. So here, matter of fact,
So y'all can see what we smoking on, Fifth Leaf. Let y'all see some of the stats so y'all can see we ain't talking. Yeah, that right there. When I seen that 5%, and that's the reason why I was like, so these people, they know me when I come in there now because they know me about Mr. Marijuana Vic and stuff. So they know I'm not a THC chaser. I tell them I want terps. I want the terpiest strains you get. And she brought out that fucking Scary Payton and the goddamn cherry limeade. And cherry limeade was hitting about the same percent.
The terp points, you know, that I like to get, you know, that most, like 9 times out of 10 are going to be fire, are going to be like between like your 2.5s and about like 3.5, sometimes 4.
So it can be too turkey.
Well, nah, it can't get too turkey. It can't get too turkey, but you know, like there's been times, you know, that I experienced, you know, that I bought. I had some, you know, some flour that was, you know, very high on the terps, and you know, wasn't that tasty. You know, I don't know, you know, like the main way, you know, that I like to test the weed is, you know, smelling it. You know, if you can't smoke it, smelling it, but not smelling it in the jar, smelling the actual individual bud. You know, like stuff can smell good together. You know, like in a jar and together because it's been sitting in there and they got a lot more compact. If you take a bud away from the thing and smell it, and that joint is smelling.
So my question to you is, what happens? And this is not just that strain. What happens if you don't get like a smell? Like,
don't get it.
Not even in the bag.
Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't smoke it. It's not worth the time.
But what if these brands are considered, like right now, I can tell you right now, this one brand, that's this one guy that's swearing this is the Zai of East Oklahoma right now. And he, you know.
What is it?
I mean, can we talk about it? I mean, Oklahoma Outlaws and Thick. He says right now that's the Zai of East Oklahoma right now.
I'm not gonna say okay. You know, I'm not gonna say.
You never had Kenneman?
I'm not gonna say no. You know, because there's so many brands out here. You know, and you know, like those 2 particular brands. You know, I smoked some good stuff from them. I smoked some stuff that I didn't care for so much from them. You know, but that's the same case. You know, that's the same case. You know, with pretty much anything. But it makes me just immediately. It makes me immediately think of, you know, like, well, if y'all think that y'all have the, like the best, like we ran the gelato wars. Like we ran the gelato wars, and I'm a, just being a, Mr. Marijuana Man put up $10,000. $10,000
10 of
to say that he had the best gelato in the state of Oklahoma, and y'all was scared of it, like y'all was scared of it, like I don't know, like shoot. And I'm gonna get, like I said, I don't know, just being real, like Mr. Marijuana Man, he has some of the best. Mr. Marijuana Man, I'm preferring over Outlaws, and Mr. Marijuana Man, I'm preferring over the, just keeping it above, like.
And since you saying that, that kind of brings us into one of our main topics that I wanted to go into. The state of Oklahoma, where we are, and what's coming next. The growth of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
What we need as a community, and what brands can do to kind of level up. And now that you mention it, the Gelato Wars, we got another one that's similar that's coming out, and we actually, I guess, because they have more of a name, we had a few more brands that decided to participate, and depending on who it was, and that's the Olympics, Oklahoma. Now, we seen more brands respond to that than they responded to the 10,000. Like, we had, all you had to do, I think, is put up 5, and he was putting up 10. So you was gonna come out 5 large.
Yeah, it was gonna. Yeah, they could have definitely, whoever thought they had the best could have definitely made it back. Old School Cure had a super nice gelato though. I can't. Old School Cure had a super nice gelato. A super nice gelato.
I think they could have won.
Like
I think they was going neck to neck,
bro.
man.
Oh yeah, shout out to Old School Cure. I like. They got a few products that I like. I don't know. So if that with Oklahoma having so many brands and so many products, how you stand out is consistency. Like consistency. Like I can grab, and again, like this is not sponsored or nothing, but I could grab any Mr. Marijuana Man strain and not have to worry about nothing. Like not have to be like, oh, is it gonna be good?
So
like,
that's where I'm getting at. So
just the consistency is crazy. Oh,
so me and you both can agree that the two groups that we just mentioned, and then Mr. Marijuana Man, who do you think will level up more? Who do you think is more consistent? Mr. Marijuana Man or the two that I mentioned? But see, I think it's two different ways. We're looking at one as a brand, and then we're looking at one as a flower. And see, one is consistent when it comes to the quality of the flower, and then we're looking at